Yes, with greetings. This is paper 4th, unit C, and we have been discussing Nissim Askill's poems, and as a poet, or as an Indian poet rather, modern poet, and general estimate of the poet. Now, yesterday, why did I ask you to focus certain articles? Just to improve your answer, to get excellent marks in examination. I mean, we have variety of articles. This is one of the examples only. Now, what was my purpose? When you undertake some research work, even in future, you must know, you should have idea how to quote an article from journal, from magazine, from edited book, or the like. Now here, first purpose was to focus the significance of balance, quest for balance in human life also. Now here the author, who is the author of this book, as yesterday we discussed, and the author of this article, yes, particular, Vinod Kumar Singh. Now, he must have specified certain, poems, early poems. But now we have been discussing Nizam Askill's poems in general, even, later poems also. The point that we have, discussed and that we would discuss more here. Now, the first point, mind you, this that we discussed earlier, the significance of, yes, remarkable balance in human life. Now, another point, the reason behind it, that another important point that I would like to highlight here, yes, as in these poems, we have so many different ideas as we discussed the dramatic effect, and we discussed a bit about symbolism in the poem, juxtaposition, contradictions, and his passion for amalgamation of various ideas. We have been discussing this, but my point here, quoting this particular article, is, the three important points for that. First, is that clear now? Yes, significance of balance, as we discussed yesterday, and be it, say the darkness, and significance of light, hope in human life. Then we have joy and sorrow, combination of that, and we have, positivity and negativity in human life. I mean, so many dimensions we have. But now, second point, students, try to understand the second point here is that first, when he see the another poem, and how, the significance of light, it is indelibly imprinted with the poet's memory. Therefore, you can also quote another poem, that is Morning Prayer, and see the in which he also focused the metaphor of meaning, and the significance of wings of morning. And as in this, in this present poem, Night of Scorpio, he begins with certain problem, and how, gradually, through making strenuous endeavors, going towards the path of, diligence and hope, concerness, bondings, human faith, through this, we are going towards the solution. Yes, consummation. And who is the axis of this entire poem? Motherhood. They, idealized motherhood, and the, virtues that he tends to highlight. Now, another, I mean, third, yes, very, very important, because you must be studying V.S. Naipaul's Area of Darkness. So, in this context also, you can quote this article. Because, see, Nizam Askill, he is, the first person to react. V.S. Naipaul, yes. His account of, account of especially the protest, protest was the Naipals had denied the humanity to his victims. So this point, he is the first person to protest and to react rather. So this protest, it was, according to the poet, is necessary. It is a must, dire need of the hour. And so far as, say, literary text is concerned, or creativity or creative experience is concerned, according to the poet, see, we cannot follow whatever others are saying, or it cannot be an imposition. We can have our views, and we must have, we must have this mind, impartial mind, unbiased thinking, ideologies, what is right and wrong. So this kind of discretion each and every human being must have. And yeah, in even in his early poems, Be Time to Change, or yes, in even, so is the case with the his poetic collection, Exact Name. This is also, so here he has highlighted the significance of humanity, yes, and God revealed. And this time, I mean, this is my third and three important points through this article. You can quote this article, you can cite these examples. So I mean, this is one of the examples, just to gain good marks in examination, also for your personal enrichment. You can undertake some research work in future from that point of view also. Come to the point now, the poem that we have been discussing now. Other important points that I would like to cover today is, yes, first, paradox. This is the point I would like to focus. Now, Nizam Askil, have you noticed that in this poem, throughout he has maintained objectivity? Yes. So this objectivity, and throughout in this depiction, as if he is detached, and some kind of detachment he tends to maintain. And throughout this poem, this is what here I would like to here highlight the point. And he has been a minute and acute observer, rather. Yes. See, at the same time, you must have noticed another point, that there is, hidden outburst of emotions. Yes. Through his poetic and creative experience. So we have, and this kind of expression, his outburst of emotion, through, not directly, but yes, indirectly, through the expressions of various characters. And this, I think, remarkable technique is the Maskell he has adopted, yes, through the characters like peasants, villagers, holy man, his father. So this is paradox. We must highlight this point also as students of AMI final. I mean, and then we have combination of contradictions. This is what we have been discussing. And when we talk about the movement, see, in the beginning what happened? Everything, it is standstill, and mother, she was unable to move. But gradually, as the see the belief in dogmas, as the scorpion, with the movement of the scorpion, yes, poison also circulates in the body. And then we have some element of spiritualism, that suffering, as it is reminiscent of T.S. Eliot's Wasteland also, in which he also focused the point like significance of penance in human life, and prenatal existence and all that. So this kind of contradiction, as we have discussed the point, and this is, in a way, this contradiction, it paves the path of amalgamation of kinesthetic and kaleidoscopic pictures. Now, kinesthetic, and in his other poem, Poet, Lover and Bird Watcher, the movement, the significance of movement and action in human life. So we have integration of passion, action, with all these significant aspects, dimensions of human life, be it humanistic values, humanitarian approach, as we touched this point and discussed this point earlier. And now, what is the significance of this kaleidoscopic pictures, as he has pointed out? For instance, when he talks about the peasants, and when they went to search the Scorpio. So we are going towards a solution. Yes. And this is the name of human life. So through this symbolism, the poet highlights that we may have some problem in human life, commonplace, as he has derived the topic. And but what is important? Yes, strenuous endeavors on the part of human beings and through these characters. So we have significance of juxtaposition, good and evil. And we have, see, yes, subjectivity and objectivity, as we have discussed this point, and happiness and sorrow in human life. So the crux is that, what is the crux of that entire poem? That we have always positivity, and through making efforts we will reach the consummation in the form of mother's comment, and which is, I think, one of the most remarkable dialogue in the whole range of English poetry, or say Nizam Askill's especially, specified poetic collection. And she, says that, yes, thank God the Scorpio picked on me and spared my children. So now in these lines, the point here I would like to highlight another significant point, that is the, yes, cadence. Now when you write your answer, Nizam Askill as an Indian poet or modern poet, you must focus this point also. Now what is cadence of the poet's voice? Now cadence generally, we have conception, it is, associated with the say modulation and the kind of intonation, rising and falling of voice. But another important meaning, I mean, there is integration of meaning and sense also. See, if you recite any poem but with the sense and meaning, and according to the meaning, according to the sense, according to the sum and substance, your voice rise and fall. So this intonation is also very important here. Now when we talk about rising and falling, see, we have several examples. For instance, with every movement that the scorpion made, his poison moved to mother's blood, they said. And see, we have some kind of, rising and falling voice. And it also paves the path of solution. It also highlights the meaning of it, the sum and substance. We are going to, as we have discussed 9 scenes, sequence of these scenes, and through this sequence, at the same time, we feel the cadence. Now, cadence of, yes, poet's voice. The meaning is there along with the rhythmic pattern in that. For instance, especially the line in which he says, oh, I watched the flame feeding on my mother. I watched the holy man perform his rites to tame the poison with an incantation. After 20 hours, it lost its sting. So, how it is nullified? All the negativity has been uprooted. It is eradicated. So this, I mean, mind you, try to understand this meaning and substance. Yes, it is integrated with the voice. This is the point here. I mean, see, this is what exactly the cadence rising, and a reader can, very well here listen to Askill's, his innermost feelings, his passions, and his and when he tends to focus human relations, his bondings with mother and the, all the peasants, and see the belongingness to each other, to the place also. So this kind of rhythmic expression is the pivotal point here, and it is the cadence of his voice which can be comprehended in all the ages. And therefore, and then we have the point of, it is called poetic affirmation. So poetic affirmation, in which we have the remarkable blend of thought and passion. And see the concluding lines in which see the concluding lines which are again corresponding with this previous line. After 20 hours, it or lost its all sting. So see the nullifying it, all the negativity which has been removed, and see uprooting the evil effect is the point. So this solution, so we are always moving towards the solution. And then the concluding couplet is, as I have pointed out, it is really substantial point, pivotal point, and that can be center staged. This is when thank God the Scorpio picked on me and spared my. So this is the cadence of poet's voice, and throughout we have symbolism. The point of symbolism also is a very important when we talk about cadence, because we have besides Indian settings and beside the significance of the special bondings and faith, we have even in depiction of rain, we have it is symbol of say hope and regeneration. Then when the poet talks about say the lanterns and light, so this is light which is symbol of yes regeneration. And therefore this is in a way cycle. He has pointed out the significance of human psyche. When there is some problem, but through say faith, through spiritualism, and there is balance among spiritualism and materialism and even advancement of science. So we have to maintain this kind of balance. Role of his father is also important. When he gave medicine to his mother, at the same time, yes, when holy man, he chanted mantra and the psalms, that is also very important. So this totality, isn't Ezekiel, he has highlighted the significance of yes this totality in human life. So through commonplace object, he has idealized the significance of humanistic values. Thank you. We'll continue.